Hassan, do you want me to start recording? You already did. Okay. Okay, so I'll be basically demonstrating the process of deploying database changes using Liquibase, and we'll walk through the process of how changes are automatically managed from the time they are committed to the repository to the point where they're actually deployed to the target environment. So for this demo, I'm using GitLab CI/CD, and we can use Jenkins
Which
or
one
any
is
other
that?
tool. GitLab.
GitLab. Okay.
Yeah, we can use Jenkins or any other tool, whatever we want. And for the repository, I'm using GitLab only. We can use GitHub or Bitbucket, whatever we have.
Yeah.
So let me start by showing you this. So this is the tool I'm using to connect to database. So this is the Dave databases, which is
DB.
hosted
Yeah.
in, which is hosted in AWS. And you can see this is currently empty. Nothing is there. So our goal here is to add table using Liquibase, and the process is automated via CI/CD, GitLab CI/CD.
Sure.
So let me go to the main GitLab. So this is the repository.
So just joined.
Yeah.
Brilliant.
Hey
And
guys.
welcome back, by the way. So what we're seeing, and the session is being recorded. It's a demo how to apply the database changes.
Okay. All right. Sounds good.
Okay. So this is the repository, demo repository we created for this demo. And in the another tab, so this is another tab where we have the same repository linked. So this is a web ID similar to Visual Studio Code.
Okay.
So here in this repository, we have src directory where we are trying to store all the code. And under here you see DB. And so in this DB, we'll be keeping all DB objects, whether it's table, views, or indexes. So for this demo, like I've created table only, and now I'll be starting like by creating a new table here.
Before you proceed, Raislip,
Yep.
how so? You might have a cycle where you're deploying a version of or some changes today and some changes 2 weeks later. So each release you're tagging as a release number, like 1.1, 1.2, whatever. So can I see the branch or
Okay, so
some sort of
all right, so currently this is in main branch, but we can like, for this demo purpose, I haven't created any. So there is another one, but for now I'm like using the main one only.
Got it. Okay.
And we can like accommodate that too.
I see. Okay.
Just try to keep it simplistic, but we can definitely do that. Yeah. So here I'll be creating a quick table. Let's say maybe employee.sql. Okay. And I have a ready-made code available. So let me just simply dump it here. Okay. And I'll save this file. So this is created. Now our next job is to register this table in the changelog file, which is this one.
Correct.
So we created a table, we can create multiple tables, but that whatever you want to execute, we have to register in this file only. Then only Liquibase will be able to know like what are the changes set to be executed.
So this is master changelog.xml. That's your like wrapper kind of.
Yep, exactly. So let me include that. So there is a specific format we have to use. So let me use this one. And I have to paste it here. Okay, so this is the change set. So here you can see.
Do you want to change the on line 13 the name of the .sql?
Yeah, I'll do that. So let me change that right away. So here, this particular thing, author and IDs. So this combination should be unique, and this will be used to track like what are the changes about. And this comment section is simply a short description, like what we're trying to apply to. And this is the actual path. What are the SQL file we created?
Got it.
So now after this is added, so what we have to do, simply we have to like, let's say new table employee, and we'll post it. So as soon as like we are, so see one more thing. So we can add multiple tables, but whatever we are registering, that will only get executed. And we can see, so let's see. So here nothing is there. Now, whenever this file is changing, this master changelog file, which is like our changelog file, then automatically build will get triggered. So we can see that should be a trigger for the build. So build and the pipelines. So see, this is the new build which is executing. So the first phase is part, which is like basically building the project and then uploading it to the registry. So we are currently like storing in the same GitLab registry. We can also push this artifact to the maybe Artifactory or Nexus, whatever we have. So once this phase is done, so probably this should reach to the next stage, which is deploy to the dev environment. So now this phase is executing.
Got it.
And here we can see the log. So this will take a few minutes to execute. We'll wait for this to complete, then we'll see. And this is basically like our pipeline file. And we have mentioned like only to trigger when this file is changing, which is our db changelog file. And these are the stages we have. Yeah, now this job is triggered and hopefully, yeah. So now let me go to this tool.
Let me pause you right there. When you say whenever this file is changing, does that mean a daemon kind of process is always looking for change to the file?
So currently, yeah, that can be done. But for now, see, so whenever we are making any new changes, and so we have to, so as a developer, we have to add those to this file.
Got it.
And whenever we're committing, that time it's getting checked, like whether this file is like changed or not. Then only, because see, as a developer, you will be creating a lot of SQL files and you don't want build to get triggered because maybe you are still coding and you are not ready for the code to be get deployed. That's the reason.
And what if you have multiple databases?
We can configure those.
Multiple databases. So today is dev 1, tomorrow is dev 2, day after tomorrow dev 3.
So see, so yeah, that can be also cheap. So for example, we can add new phases and simply we have to pass a JDBC connection to the newer database. So the first phases in this pipeline, we have to configure that whatever the new database is coming, and then this will automatically take care of that. Means suppose you have added 10 number of changes and there are none in the database, all 10 will be executed if some of them are there. But from initially, like everything should be tracked by this this Liquibase. So that will get created.
Right.
So let me refresh one more time to see if changes are here or not. So you can see like 3 new tables are created. And so this is the main table we created.
What database is this behind the scene?
This is MySQL.
Okay.
And here, so 2 more tables are created. So this is like this happens when we are running for the first time and from the like empty databases. So 2 databases created by Liquibase for different purpose. So see, the first one is the database changelog file. I can open quickly. So here we'll be keeping all the information, tracking information, like what is executed. So whenever the new change is executed, so Liquibase checks to this table to see whether that change set already exists or not. If already exists, then it will skip. So that is how like only new changes are executed. And another one is this change log file. So this is actually like set to 1 log. So in case you want to parallelly execute something, then obviously it can create problems. So that will like lock, and that next process should wait until this existing process is completed before that get triggered. So lock should be released. So this will taken care by Liquibase automatically. So that's it. Like, any other questions? So we can
no, this is good. So now let's say now that they it applied in dev, people have done testing, etc. Now we're ready to go to production. How would you promote this to production now?
All right, so let me go to the pipeline. Again, there are multiple ways to do that, but currently in this demo, we have an option. So let me go to the same pipeline. So you see till dev, it was executed automatically, but in prod, there is a play button. So once we are done and like we can add like multiple steps behind like some approval and those things, or like whatever the control we want, then we can trigger it. And so once I'll trigger it, then this should get automatically the same process, whatever was here, this will go to this environment. And here we have configured different databases, different JDB connection and those things. So that will take in care internally by this pipeline.
Okay.
So this is like automatically till dev and manually here.
So to my earlier question, so we could go up to the upload step, and then the deploy part can be on demand, right? Like dev 1 and tomorrow dev 2, day after tomorrow dev 2.
Yeah, that is also possible. So we can like register how many environment we want, and we can like, it's up to us, like what are the environment we want automated deployments to, and whatever the manual. So for example, I made a prod deployment manual. So just like we want to validate few changes before we are executing anything on product. So we can do that. We can configure those environment here, and we can simply like run those like manually or automatically.
Sure.
And one question, this is Indra, about the pipeline names. Can we keep the pipeline names as whatever we want to, or is it automatically generated?
I need to explore on that. Can you, Kalyan, can you like suggest on this? We can, I believe, but for now, like I haven't explored that option. But yeah, we can check on that.
Because I'm just thinking, if we can sync it with our change numbers or something to ensure that there isn't any confusion while deploying. So Viral, I'm thinking, some DBA needs to go and deploy something. How do we ensure that they are deploying the right change?
Right. Yeah, and some kind of logical name.
Yeah, understood.
Yes, when we have these audits, when someone says, okay, I want to make sure that change number such and such, which is in service now, which was approved, what time was that promoted to production, or when did that happen in dev? So if we can align all of those, then it's going to be really good.
Yeah, definitely. So they're like, to achieve those audit and those things, we can do that. We can basically create different pipelines also. And so, for example, we want automatic deployment to these lower environment, but higher environment, we want to follow that particular compliance and all. So we can do that. From pipeline perspective, I will check, and probably Kalyan, if you have an idea, you can also add here.
Yeah. So what happens in real time is whenever we build and push any artifact, so that artifact will have a release tag mapped to it. So in like while we work for a client project, so every release will have a tag, and that gets uploaded into JFrog. And what we do currently, if you look at this pipeline, so automatically dev and production after approval goes into there. So but if the option also we considered was if you wanted to deploy and we need to pass an release tag as an parameter. So and these pipelines will be completely different. So yeah, here it is. That's one of the release tag which I was talking about. So I mean that will help us to track what's happening and in each commit or etc.
So certainly
Okay.
that is achievable, and we need to explore what is the best way and what suited way for your requirement.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I like the way, it was getting deployed, the same pipeline going to the lower environments. That way, it's a lot easier to track things that, yes, it was deployed in the lower environments, and then exactly the same change got deployed in production. And based on the configuration that's there for production, it would deploy to a different database, which is the production database. So I liked all of that, so that's good. It's just that the name of the pipeline, if somehow we can ensure that it is the same as a change number, which you guys said, you would explore and get back. So that's
sure,
good.
sure, definitely. Yeah.
And also, is there capability? So let's say we're using this product for 6-7 months into it, and we get audited. Is there a way to generate a PDF report to provide that to auditor?
Like what are the changes got applied?
Yeah. What changes got deployed where on what date?
So if you look into Liquibase, there's a table called database change log. So that has all the information. Just go back.
Got it. So we have to query the database table in that case.
Exactly. Yeah. This has now the master change log got updated.
Yeah, but this one has a file name only, right? Like, but the file name can have multiple SQL inside.
Yes.
Okay. Yeah.
And somebody would be changing this file changelog.xml every now and then. So I don't know what .sql got executed.
So here has the description, and that is why we like putting comments in those things.
Okay, I see. So description is a.
Yeah, and also we can like tag these things. And in the pro version of Liquibase, I'm not sure, I need to check on this, but I think there is a reporting functionality also available, but I need to confirm on that.
Okay. So 2 questions for follow-up. One is the name of the pipeline, and in the pro version, if you can tag this.
Sure.
No, this is great, actually. So this is just a .sql, right? Like, so now if we forward this conversation and say, what other changes we can deploy? Where you're not connected to the database, can you do extract of the binaries?
So like, is this question for
or pushing
Liquibase?
the binary? Yeah. Let's say I have a change like some .so file, like there are changes to the 2.so file. How can I push that out to the operating system?
Okay, so that is the code part, not the database part, right? So
correct.
And we are pushing that to a different servers and all, right?
Yes, different server.
Yeah, so that can be done. So that won't be done by like Liquibase, but from any pipeline we can like create a separate step for that, and that can be done. So basically, like for backend part, we'll be using Liquibase, and probably we can build it differently, whatever you are trying to achieve, means patching and like pushing the changes or code changes, or whether like whatever the file you have.
Got it. Okay.
So how we are doing it manually, we can automate that definitely this GitLab or any other tool.
I see. Okay. I think I'm good.
Okay. No, I don't have any other questions. So we will touch base about what you think. If this is going to make things easier for the DBAs, right, and then help with the automation, and then we can get back.
Yep, definitely.
Okay.
So potential next steps is again we need to wait from you, like to hear about. Okay.
Yeah. So if you can share this demo, actually, So we're going to discuss internally and get back to you.
Okay. And one request, like, no, I understand we have NDA in place now. Can we have MSA as well in place so that the documentation is in place? Like, no, whenever we are ready, we can take the traction forward as soon as possible.